The concept of work was brought to Africa to develop Europe and America. And none of this, our evil elites, have ever changed that concept to turn it around. So that we understand that work now, this slave, we must begin to be our less slave for ourselves. Let us not be slave for other people, because whatever work, even for Nigeria, it's so obvious that you're not working. Because your work must pay you a livable wage. If you have a job, you must have a livable wage. It's in the constitution of this country. But how many banker be party planner? I'm a banker, but I also bake cake. I'm a doctor, but I also sew clothes. How many? Can we count? Everybody, nobody here is working. You are slaving. But you don't want to tell yourself the truth. Because if you tell yourself the truth, you have to do something about it. But I said, you are a coward. You don't want to do anything about it. All of them are doing how many jobs? I look at everybody, making I work in MTN, but Oga, if you want me to help you wash your car, and they also do car waxing, I get car waxing business. But you say you are an MTN manager in what? Everybody, how many things? You got to do side hustle. But you are still going to the job every day. The workers of this country, that is why our children, this is when I knew that last year, now the workers of Nigeria confirmed to me that they are not engaged with building Nigeria. And nobody in the Nigerian elite cared that the workers of this country are not developing the country. Because as long as they are developing the West and they as the elite of Nigeria can take their share, both political and business elites can take their share, they don't care. Last year, the universities of this country was closed for 9 months. Abi? About 8 or 9 months. How long was last year's strike? Maybe last year they strike. I mean, now last year now, over 8 months. Now, the workers in this country, these are their children. It is their children and their younger brothers and sisters that cannot go to school for 8 fucking months. These people did not strike. No single union in Nigeria stood in solidarity. No single workers union in Nigeria stood in solidarity with the Nigerian students and stopped work. So now, I agree, they say they kill 1,000 children in Kaduna. Nobody care, nobody strike. You don't know the children in Kaduna. Pregnant women are dying in the hospital for 2,000 drugs. I don't know pregnant woman. I don't care. But I knew that strike by ASU, affected at least 90% of Nigerian homes. At least 90% of the people in this country, workers of this country, had a child, a relative, a younger brother or sister, somebody that was tied down and couldn't move forward with their life because of this strike. And now, these people never went on strike. And they look like this, and they talk them every week for my life, and they hint at none of the unions went in solidarity with ASU to strike so that these children can go back to work, to school. I know, say these Nigerian workers, they have been completely brainwashed. They don't know their value, and they don't know their power. You cannot know your power without knowing your value. You cannot know your value without knowing your power. So the Nigerian worker has completely been removed from his power because he don't know, say, in power not to build nation. And since they use that power build nation, in value has only been made to seem to be what he can earn from who he's working for. So now they don't take confused Nigerian worker. As long as I have some value in this salary, I can negate my power. Because my real power is not being exercised. Yes, because instead of a banker to be creating wealth in his nation, the banker becomes the tool at which the nation is being deprived of wealth. Money laundering, different mago going on inside the bank, especially capital flight and money laundering. The banker, instead of being a wealth creator, becomes a wealth destroyer. the police, lawyer, judge, soldier, instead of being the people's defense or a tool against insecurity, now becomes a tool for insecurity. The lawyer, instead of becoming a tool for legality, becomes a tool for illegality. So I understand, accountant, instead of making they balance the nation's books, accountant, instead of making they make sure everything in balance, the accountant becomes the one that is creating the imbalance. The doctor, the nurses, instead of bringing health to the nation, now becomes the person that is making sure that people die in the hospital ward because of 2000, bringing death to the nation. When you understand that complete 180, maybe your eye will begin open.